What if EVs turned out to be a big fat lie? And why do government subsidies and tax incentives prove they really don't have organic market demand and they are just not selling because people don't want them? Well, of course, a few people do. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Homework Guy channel. I'm Kevin Hunter, known as the most trusted voice in the automotive market for car buying advice over the last 15 years. I want to start out by saying we are definitely not anti-EV. For some people and some environments, they could be perfect. But on this broadcast, we're always about sharing the truth and exposing what we see as deception in the auto industry, and today's story is no exception. This could be one of the biggest tricks played on consumers in the auto industry, the EV, electric vehicle market. You've heard all the buzz. EVs are the future. Gas-powered cars are on the way out. But if EVs are indeed so amazing, why do they need massive government subsidies so that manufacturers can afford to build them? And why do they need big tax incentives and rebates for dealers to sell them? What about this headline in California? California's surge in EV sales has stalled. So what happens to its landmark mandate? They were hoping to see 35% EV sales in the state, but it fell well short of that. That's right, we're going to examine why EV tax credits, manufacturer discounts, and all those taxpayer-funded incentives actually prove that electric cars don't have real organic market interest. Now, newly elected President Donald Trump has revoked the EV mandate, replacing it with a drill baby drill message, revitalizing the oil industry. So now what? Will we actually now see what the real market potential is for EVs? We think so. For those of you not offended with a truth conversation on this subject, buckle up, because we're about to take an adventure ride through the behind-the-scenes truth that some people in the auto industry don't want you to be aware of. If you're one of those sensitive people and the truth offends your convictions, don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. To help me share 6 major points in this story, the amazing Elizabeth joins me now.
Major point number 1, follow the money. Who's paying for this? Let's start with the facts. From the very beginning, EVs have been getting huge government handouts, subsidies by the millions. In the U.S., the federal government has offered up to $7,500 in tax credits per vehicle. Some states throw in extra thousands in rebates on top of that. And guess who's paying for all this? The rest of you.
That's right. Even if you yourself never buy an EV, and even if you don't really like them, your tax dollars are helping someone else buy an EV. Think about that for a second, and you have to admit, it sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it?
Very.
Why should everyone else pay to help a few people drive an electric car because they want to? If these cars were truly flying off dealership lots based on their own organic market demand, would the government really need to bribe people to buy them? Of course not.
That's a great point, Kevin. For example, you don't see Toyota or Honda needing to beg people to buy their Camrys or Civics.
Not at all.
They sell on their own because people want them. Meanwhile, EVs come with a coupon book of government bribes just to keep them moving.
Major point number 2, manufacturer panic why companies are cutting prices. It's not just the government throwing money at EVs. Automakers are getting in the game and scrambling to do it too. Tesla, Ford, GM, these guys have been slashing EV prices like crazy over the past year. Why? Because these cars are sitting on lots everywhere just collecting dust. Here's the cold hard truth. If there was real market demand, they wouldn't be having to do this. Compare that to the gas-powered F-150 or Toyota Tacoma. Good luck finding one at MSRP. But automakers keep slashing thousands off EV prices, and even then, buyers are hesitant to buy them. Why are EVs not selling? Could it be the higher sticker prices? Maybe it's the charging problems, or maybe, just maybe, people simply don't want them.
Here's our major point number 3, a history lesson, cars that didn't need subsidies. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Remember when Ford first launched the Mustang in 1964? Without a bit of help, it was an immediate hit, no tax incentives whatsoever needed. And when Toyota brought the Camry to America, people bought them like crazy. No handouts, no free money, no government incentives. But EVs, take away the subsidies and the sales just collapse. In 2023, when certain European countries cut back on EV incentives, guess what happened? The sales plummeted. Same thing in China. The moment the free money stopped, demand dried up. they aren't having any better luck than we are with EVs. Cars that people truly want, whether it's a Honda Civic or a Chevy Silverado, just sell on their own. EVs need a lifeline from the government just to keep the illusion of market demand alive.
Major point number 4, the inventory problem. Nobody's buying. Folks, if EVs are so popular, why are dealers struggling to sell them? Even with all these incentives, automakers have piles of unsold electric cars, and the problem only seems to be getting worse. For example, a 2024 survey by McKinsey & Company indicated that 46% of U.S. EV owners are likely to switch back to internal combustion engine ICE vehicles. The primary reasons cited include inadequate charging infrastructure and the high total cost of ownership. So much for saving a little money on gas, huh? Furthermore, reports show that some dealers are outright refusing EV allocations to their lots from manufacturers because they just can't move them. And when they do sell, it's almost always because of huge discounts. And let's not forget those crazy lease deals that are out there. $199 a month for a brand new EV. That's not because they're a great deal. That's because nobody wants them and dealers are desperate to get them off the lot.
Major point number 5, the biggest lie: everyone wants an EV. You and I keep hearing that everyone's buying EVs, or EVs are the future. But if that were really the case, would the government and automakers be throwing billions in incentives just to convince people of this? Surveys consistently show that most Americans still prefer gas-powered cars. You're darn right. They don't want to worry about charging stations, battery replacements, or cold weather ruining their range. They just want a car that's dependable and it works. That's not too much to ask.
And where we're at right now with sub-zero temperatures in the wintertime, nobody is driving around an EV.
Absolutely not. And gas cars, they do work. They fill up in mere minutes. They don't leave you stranded if the grid goes down. And no wonder people aren't flocking to EVs the way the industry had hoped.
Major point number 6, final verdict. Are we saying EVs are a scam?
No.
We recognize that some people like them, and yes, we agree that they can work for certain lifestyles and in certain climates. Take California, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, and places like that. But what I am saying is if EVs were really taking over, they wouldn't need all this artificial help that they're getting. At the end of the day, a product that needs massive government subsidies to survive isn't a very strong product at all. It's a propped-up experiment that most consumers aren't actually asking for. If people want EVs, great, let them buy them. But the government shouldn't be forcing taxpayers to foot the bill just to make EVs look more popular and more desirable than they actually are.
All right, folks, that's it for today. Do you think EVs would survive without government handouts? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth about the EV market. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Finally, if you're in the market for any type of vehicle, including an EV, and you find the task of running the dealer gauntlet a little too daunting for you, or you'd simply like to experience the convenience of buying a car without all of the hassles, read about our hassle-free car buying service on our website, thehomeworkguy.com. Right now, the main man on our broadcast, Mr. Kevin Hunter, talks directly to every interested fan from our show and makes sure that you're a good fit for our service. So, if you want to have a direct conversation with Kevin about it, get connected with us today.
I look forward to taking your call. The honest truth about our car buying service is that we won't be able to make every single person happy. That would never be the case, even if we were handing out free gold bars. But the majority of people make it across the finish line as a very happy customer. We save them the hassle. We save them some money out of the total cost of buying a vehicle. In turn, they have given very generous tips to our coaches and are out there referring us to family and friends. To us, that's the best kind of news we could expect. If you found today's video helpful, remember to give us that great big thumbs up, share it with family and friends, and leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this frank conversation about EVs in the car market today. And by the way, if you're after an EV as your next vehicle, we can certainly help you buy that. You should know that some of the biggest discounts we've negotiated for our fans had been on EVs.
That's right.
If you had to do something to get around high-pressure dealer sales pitches, please share it in the comment section down below. We love hearing your stories, and great comments always help out the Homework Guy community. Also, if you have any difficulty navigating our website, but you'd like help from one of our car coaches when buying a car, either an EV or an ICE vehicle, doesn't matter to us which one, feel free to text us at 701-441-3399. Liz will hook you up.
Remember to not only visit our website, thehomeworkguy.com, but join us on Facebook too. Kevin stops in there almost on a daily basis to interact with viewers and comments. The Homework Guy team is always here to represent you, the car buyer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
To all of you long-term subscribers out there, you guys rock. God bless you all. I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy, signing off on behalf of Alex Stevens, our auto expert, the amazing Elizabeth, our negotiation genius, and the entire Hassle-Free Homework Guy team. Thanks for listening.